There was a time when one American name represented the very pinnacle of prestige. Before the world spoke of Rolls-Royce, Mercedes-Benz, or Bentley as the ultimate symbols of luxury, there was Packard. Founded in 1899, Packard became the automobile of presidents, industrialists, movie stars, and royalty. It wasn't merely a manufacturer, it was a statement of excellence. Its famous motto, "Ask the man who owns one," wasn't clever marketing. It was confidence earned through engineering, craftsmanship, and an uncompromising pursuit of perfection. As the 20th century unfolded, Packard established itself as America's premier luxury automaker. Every vehicle was built with meticulous attention to detail, combining advanced engineering with timeless elegance. Packards carried world leaders through historic moments, transported celebrities in unmatched comfort, and became the benchmark by which every luxury automobile was judged. Then, in 1941, Packard introduced a name that would become legendary in its own right: the Clipper. It represented a new generation of American luxury. Sleeker, lower, more aerodynamic, and unmistakably modern, the Clipper broke away from traditional styling while preserving everything that made a Packard special. It wasn't flashy. It wasn't loud. It was confident, sophisticated, effortlessly elegant. Following the Second World War, the Clipper evolved into one of America's finest executive automobiles. It combined powerful straight-8 and V8 engines with exceptional ride quality and refined interiors that rivaled anything produced in Europe. Owning a Clipper wasn't simply about transportation. It was about arriving with dignity. But history can be cruel. As the automotive industry changed during the 1950s, Packard faced mounting financial pressure. Competition intensified, mergers failed to deliver the hoped-for success, and despite building some of the finest automobiles America had ever produced, Packard production came to an end. For millions of enthusiasts, it felt as though one of the greatest names in automotive history had simply disappeared. But legends never truly die. They wait. Waiting for the moment someone remembers what made them extraordinary. Imagine if Packard had never vanished. Imagine if generation after generation continued refining the Clipper, preserving its identity while embracing every technological breakthrough along the way. This is that vision. Introducing the 2028 Packard Clipper. Not a retro recreation. Not a nostalgic copy. But the natural evolution of nearly 130 years of uninterrupted American luxury. From the very first glance, its heritage is unmistakable. Long. Elegant. Powerful. The proportions immediately command respect. A sweeping silhouette stretches effortlessly across more than 5 meters of handcrafted bodywork, combining graceful curves with clean contemporary lines. Every surface has been sculpted with purpose. Every reflection has been carefully considered. At the front sits a modern interpretation of the iconic Packard grille. Illuminated, intricate, and instantly recognizable, it honors the company's proud heritage while embracing the electric future. Thin LED lighting flows seamlessly across the fascia, giving the Clipper an unmistakable presence both day and night. Large aerodynamic 23-inch wheels fill the arches perfectly, while polished chrome accents pay tribute to Packard's golden era without ever feeling excessive. This is restraint. This is confidence. This is luxury that never needs to shout. Beneath its timeless exterior lies thoroughly modern engineering. Power comes from a dual-motor all-electric drivetrain producing an extraordinary 800 horsepower and 900 Newton-meters of torque. Power is delivered instantly through an advanced all-wheel drive system, launching the Clipper from 0 to 100 km per hour in just 4.8 seconds, performance once reserved for exotic supercars. Yet despite its immense performance, refinement remains the priority. A next-generation 120 kWh solid-state battery provides up to 760 km of driving range, while ultra-fast 800-volt charging replenishes 10 to 80% in only 18 minutes. The future has never been so effortless. Ride quality has always defined a Packard. The 2028 Clipper continues the tradition through adaptive air suspension that constantly monitors road conditions, reading the surface hundreds of times every second. Every bump is softened. Every corner is composed. Every journey feels almost weightless. Step inside, and the outside world simply disappears. This is not merely an interior. It is a private lounge crafted for those who appreciate true luxury. Hand-selected semi-aniline leather wraps every major surface. Genuine wood veneers flow seamlessly into brushed aluminum trim, all assembled by skilled craftsmen rather than machines. Every stitch reflects decades of craftsmanship. Some cars become from one generation to the next. Others become classics because they were beautiful, ventilated and massaging seats with multiple adjustment programs, legendary while rear passengers experience executive class accommodation normally reserved for private aircraft. The Sunbeam Alpine was one of those cars. Reclining lounge seating. This is the 2028 Sunbeam Alpine, a refrigerated center console, not a restoration, individual entertainment displays, not a retro transform every journey into first class, but an alternate future. A vision of what the Alpine could have become if Sunbeam had continued advanced developing acoustic it for more than 70 years. Laminated glass and active noise cancellation. The story begins in Britain during the late 1950s that even city traffic enthusiasts still call the golden age of British sports cars. Technology has evolved dramatically. The Sunbeam Alpine never arrived with a philosophy very different from many of its rivals. A beautifully curved 15.6-inch it wasn't built to dominate race elegantly across the dashboard alongside a 12.3-inch digital. It was built to be elegant, balanced and genuinely augmented reality projects navigation directly with its lightweight construction, while an advanced artificial intelligence assistant learns the driver's habits, quickly adjusts cabin settings automatically and anticipates destinations before they're entered. It competed alongside legends such as the MGB, Triumph TR4 over-the-air software Austin Healey 3000, carving out its own identity through refinement rather than aggression. A premium 28-speaker the Alpine even system found international fame when it appeared in the very first driving capability. Dr. No. Everything works together quietly, this stylish intelligently, and effortlessly. Over the following decade, because true luxury isn't about showing technology, driving, and preserving. It's about making life simpler, ensuring the Alpine name would never be equally uncompromising. But imagine history a complete suite of cameras, radar, and lidar continuously monitors the road ahead. Imagine generation after generation of engineers adaptive continued refining the Alpine, intelligent emergency steering and night vision systems work together behind the scenes, to 2028, protecting occupants without ever the proportions are instantly recognizable. Every innovation exists for one reason: the compact to make every journey safer. The flowing rear guards has always stood apart from ordinary luxury cars. And the signature round headlights return as a modern interpretation of one of the Alpine's defining features. It was about excellence. The traditional radiator grille has evolved into a subtle aerodynamic opening, regardless of reflecting the fact that beneath the bodywork there is no combustion engine remains unchanged. Power now comes from a sophisticated dual-motor electric drivetrain producing 400 horsepower. It isn't trying to imitate Newton-meters of torque. It isn't attempting to become another anonymous luxury sedan. Launching the Alpine from 0 to 100 American engineering in just 4.9 seconds before reaching an electronically limited top speed. It represents a world where Packard never disappeared. With a realistic driving range added another chapter to an already extraordinary and a curb weight of 1,880 where tradition and innovation evolved together instead of true to its grand touring roots. This is more than just a concept. It's quick enough to be exciting. It is a tribute to one of the greatest automotive names ever created. Rather than chasing a glimpse into an alternate future where Packard continued doing what it always did best: creating a sports car that feels that made the impossible feel effortless. Adaptive suspension continuously reads the road beneath you, while the intelligent all-wheel drive system provides exceptional grip without sacrificing the 2028 Packard playful character that made the original American heritage so enjoyable. Electric inside, classic British craftsmanship meets modern technology. Premium leather, brushed aluminum and a beautifully integrated digital cockpit create an environment that feels luxurious without becoming overwhelming. Every switch, every display, and every material has been chosen to enhance the driving experience, not distract from it. Outside, the design remains refreshingly clean. There are no fake exhaust tips, no unnecessary vents and no oversized styling gimmicks. Every line has a purpose. Every surface improves efficiency. Every detail respects more than 70 years of continuous evolution. This isn't nostalgia. This isn't imitation. This is evolution. A world where the Sunbeam Alpine never disappeared, but simply continued growing into one of Britain's most elegant electric Grand Tourers. The 2028 Sunbeam Alpine reminds us that the greatest automotive designs never truly become old. They adapt, they improve, and they inspire new generations. If Sunbeam had survived, perhaps this is exactly what we'd be driving today. The 2028 Sunbeam Alpine. A British icon. Beautifully evolved for the future.